And we head straight into the match. We're a bit late to the party, but it's okay. We're going to start the season strong. Shadow Dragonair with Registeel and Bastiodon in the back. Yes, it's another ABB style team. It's a pretty straightforward strategy to play. When you lose lead, you switch immediately to the Registeel. Because of the double nuke setup on Registeel, we are almost always assured of grabbing a shield, which is exactly what we want to happen in this ABB style team. Now, these matches are not in order. I wanted to feature this battle first because it's a nail biter. Stay tuned. You'll see how exciting this match ends. We build up to the zap cannon. We reach it just in time before opposing Altaria even reaches another charge move. We knock out opposing Altaria. And just like that, we have a shield advantage and a Pokemon advantage. We let this go. The Hydro Pump knocks us out. Guys, this is what you want to aim for when you're running an ABB style team. Have shield advantage from mid to end game. Opposing Azumarill builds up to a charge move. I wasn't counting. I thought this was a Hydro Pump. If it was, we were just baited with an Ice Beam. That is unfortunate. I tried to throw on proper timing. I am unable to. We end up throwing the Stone Edge over here, which grabs the final shield for opponents. Here, I blink and shield up. It was only an Ice Beam. In the back is a shiny Venusaur. Beautiful. Venusaur reaches a move. This is the Sludge Bomb. Almost knocks us out. Very uncomfortable. We reach the Body Slam. I first ran this team with a non-Shadow Dragonair. Oh, we don't reach the Body Slam, and it's very tight. We reach the Stone Edge. Oh my goodness gracious. Azumarill usually runs either Ice Beam and Play Rough or Play Rough and Hydro Pump, which is why my heart stopped when this Azumarill reached the charge move. I thought for sure we lost, but we won! GG to our opponent. Our next opponent is sporting the legend pose from Season 13. Shadow Dragonair into Shadow Victreebel. Opponent safe switches into Shadow Piloswine. We safe switch into our Bastiodon. Earlier I said the safe switch for this team is Registeel. However, I am aware that the Piloswine reaches a high horsepower very quickly and it will outpace our Registeel and we will not have a good mid game. Which is why very quickly in a snap decision, I decided to just deploy Bastiodon for this mid game. I wasn't counting, didn't know it was just an avalanche. We complete the farm down over here. We win switch, opponent wins shield advantage. In the back is an Empoleon. So this legend trainer from Season 13 isn't running a legend team, so to speak. It's not a trash team, it's just not a meta team is what I mean. Here, I may have made a mistake in staying with the Bastiodon. Maybe I should have switched into the Registeel. We come back into the game with our Shadow Dragonair. This will be the Drill Peck and it'll hurt because we are a Shadow variant. Over there, brings us down to the yellow. Opponent makes an aggressive switch into Shadow Victreebel. And we come back into the game with our Registeel. We CMP tie on that Leaf Blade. We throw a Focus Blast. What's great is that we deny opposing Victreebel a one full Razor Leaf. Oh. We grab the final shield. Build up into the focus blast. We reach it before Victory Bell can even throw another charge move. We almost knock it out. Dragonair comes back, one Dragon Breath down. We reach the Body Slam. Is this going to be enough to take out the Steel type? And Shadow Dragonair cleans it up. Another victory. It's quite satisfying to beat a legend from season 13 from a previous season. I'm not saying I'm already better than a legend, right? It's just nice to know that your team composition and your skills are up to par against a legend trainer. In this match, we win switch advantage. Opponent comes back into the game with a knockdown. This game is instructive because it's a very meta lead followed by the meta of most meta Pokemon. Knockdown in the back, and opponent just surrenders upon seeing a Registeel. Didn't have anything for the Registeel. Into the next match, we have Shadow Dragonair into the Talonflame. It's another good lead for us. Look at, guys, look at this Dragon Breath. It's just oppressive. I was saying a while ago, I initially ran this team with a non-Shadow Dragonair. And then ran it with a Shadow Dragonair and found that you do want to run with the Shadow variant. Oh, look at that. We shield up the Brave Bird. That's a good call on our part, and we win switch. Opponent comes back into the game with a Swampert. The reason why you'd want to run it in the Shadow variant is because Dragonair by itself is already quite fragile. So there's no defense to speak of to give up. If you go for the Shadow variant, you're already coming from a non-defensive Pokemon. So there's not much to lose. However, because it's attack weighted, when you run with the Shadow variant, opponents will feel that Dragon Breath much more. Look at that. Look at this obstacle. Supposedly one of the bulkier Pokemon, but it's already hurting from this Dragon Breath onslaught from Shadow Dragonair. Look at that. Angry Eyes. Body Slam. Brings it down to the red. Can we bring it down? No, we can't. We have to burn the last shield because we don't want any of our Steel types seeing the obstacle. Opponent comes back into the game with a Slurpuff. A bit late on the switch. And we see why, because the back Pokemon isn't exactly happy to see this Registeel of ours. I go for the Zap Cannon, fishing for a debuff. We grab the shield, but we don't get a debuff. That is unfortunate. Venusaur unleashing another Frenzy Plant over here. Deals some good chip damage. We throw another Zap Cannon. Again, fishing for that debuff. Are we going to get it this time around? We do grab the final shield and that debuff as well. This Frenzy Plant is going to knock out our Registeel. Venusaur is a Registeel counter, confirmed. We come back into the game with our Shadow Dragonair, but an aggressive switch back into our Bastiodon to meet this Slurpuff. Slurpuff has an interesting moveset. It would have Flamethrower as well as Energy Ball and that fast charging Fairy Wind fast move. At this point, it's already GG. Opponent just wants to go down swinging. This Stone Edge is going to bring the Fairy down into the red. We'll throw another flamethrower. But Bastiodon is just absolutely tanky in this format. We complete the farm down, but not before Slurpuff throws one last flamethrower. Opposing Surpluff, what did I say? Slurpuff is probably running Play Rough as a secondary move. Frenzy Plant knocks out our Bastiodon, and we have that Body Slam loaded into our Shadow Dragonair. This is going to hurt opposing Venusaur over there, and we complete the farm down with our Dragon Breath, and that's our 50th win for the season. Shadow Dragonair into Altaria. This is a horrible lead for us, so we bail into our Registeel. Opponent safe switches with an Obstagoon. That is unfortunate. These counters are dealing super effective damage and they're piling up. This cross chop brings us down to the yellow. We throw a Focus Blast. I expect opponent to burn a shield in this matchup. Opponent lets go, and that knocks out that Obstagoon off the field. Opponent comes back into the game with an Azumarill. Azumarill reaches a move I wasn't counting. Was that enough for a Hydro Pump? It was not. It's just an Ice Beam. We throw the Zap Cannon over here. Is this going to land, or will opponent shield up? Opponent lets it through. What is opponent doing? Saving the shields for the next match? We reach that Focus Blast. This is going to be more than enough to knock out, despite it being resisted. We grab a shield, finally. Come back into the game with a Bastiodon. Azumarill shoulder an Ice Beam. This is probably another Ice Beam, and that's GG because opponent just doesn't have anything to throw at our Bastiodon. Into the next match, we have Shadow Dragonair into a lead loss. Horrible to see that. Alolan Ninetales. We switch into our Registeel. Opponent safe switches into a Mew, running Shadow Claw as its fast move. Zap Cannon gets shielded up. We get the debuff. That is beautiful. We don't know what this Mew is running. It's running Flame Charge. Because of that debuff, it doesn't deal as much damage. We throw another Zap Cannon over here. This will deal a lot of damage onto opposing Mew and gets second debuff. That means this Flame Charge isn't going to knock out, but the Shadow Claws will take us out. This is beautiful. We complete the farm down of opposing Mew. Opponent comes back into the game with the Alolan Ninetales, and we quickly switch back to our Bastiodon. In the back is a Lantern. Now, this is a very meta team. Alolan Ninetales on the lead with Lantern as the closer. We're not out of the woods yet because this Spark Surf combo is just very spammy. We let this go. That's okay for now. We throw the Stone Edge over here. This will deal a lot of damage onto opposing Lantern over there, so we grab the final shield from opponent. Opposing Lantern throws a Surf. We use our last shield. That's shielded up. We reach the Stone Edge, throw it, and this is going to knock out opposing Lantern over there. Opponent only has that Alolan Ninetales left. Alolan Ninetales wants to go down swinging, throws a Weather Ball, but this is not going to be enough. Over there, we reach the Stone Edge over here, and that's all she wrote. Stone Edge will be knocking out this Alolan Ninetales. GG to our opponent. And that's it. There you go. 5 examples of how this team works. You can see that I've won my first 50 games of the season out of a total 75 matches. with an electable prize for us. Here you go, Shadow Dragonair, double steal to start the season strong.